Communicate app not registered with Selective Services. So when we started in Banner, we didn't have a batch way to collect Selective Service data, but since then, a batch way has been created, and we actually run that. It's actually ran at the system level. So the system office every 5th of the month will pull a file of all applicable males who need to provide us with Selective Service data, indicating that they've registered with Selective Services. That file is then sent to Selective Services. They check the file, and then they send us a file back that'll have Selective Service data if the student has registered with them. So we do that on every 5th of the month. We typically have the file loaded into Banner by the 10th or the 15th of the month. So just to restate what I just said, the slide's currently showing you the system office runs a batch process monthly to pull all applicable males that need to submit their Selective Service information and submits that file to Selective Services. Selective Services provides a file indicating if that student has registered. So they actually send us the file with the student's Banner ID, their name, their social security number, because that's what we send to them. And if they register with Selective Services, there's a column that has a Selective Service number. The file to submit to Selective Services is pulled on the 5th of every month, and the load back into Banner occurs between the 10th and the 15th of the month. And I'm saying the 10th and the 15th because it just depends on how quickly Selective Services is in getting us that file back. After the 10th or the 15th of the month, you should contact any applicable male that you received their application prior to the 5th of the month. If after the 15th of the month they still don't have a receive date on their SATM's checklist, because at that time that would indicate that the student is not registered with Selective Services. Know that the communication should just tell them to go register for Selective Services. Do not ask them to bring that information to your office. That would just require an end user to manually enter that. You just want to tell them to go register, because on the 5th of the next month or the month after that, whenever they register, we will actually get that data in the load, and we'll load it into Banner for you all. Now to communicate with this population, I've created a process. And the first thing you're going to have to do, and you're only going to do this the first time that you ever go to do it, but you're going to have to go and create the letter that you want to actually send to the student. So to create the letter, you're going to go to Sew a Letter, which is SOAELTR. You're going to enter the letter code, and when you look in the workbook, the LCTCS admissions workbook, it's going to provide you with a letter code. In the workbook, it always starts with X, but it says to change that first character to your college's alpha. So for BIPSI, it would be C_A_Miss_SSER_E, and you're going to perform a next block, and then you would actually do your letter. Now, if you don't know how to do a letter, there's another video under communications that's going to show you on actually how to build a letter. I just did a real quick sample one in pre-prod to do this demo, but it just says, "Dear first name, our records indicate that you haven't registered with Selective Services. In order to register at a college in Louisiana, you must register with Selective Services. To register for Selective Services, please do the following." You notice I misspelled please. Banner does not do spell check for you, so you want to be careful with that. But you want something very similar to just letting them know that they haven't registered with Selective Services, and that they need to do that in order for them to continue with the admissions process. And remember, do not ask them to bring the information to your office. They don't even have to notify you, because once they register, the next file that goes out, that student's name will still be on that file, and if they've registered at that point, we'll get that information back and we'll load it programmatically for you all, or using the batch process. Now, once your letter is created, you don't have to modify it. The only reason I would modify a letter once it's created is if I send it out and I'm getting a lot of phone calls, meaning the students don't truly understand, or the applicants don't truly understand what I'm asking them to do. So I'm going to listen to the questions they're asking me, and then I may go in and modify my letter at that time. But once your letter is created, you would then just go run 3 processes to pull, one to pull your population, one to insert the letter code on some map, and then a third one to actually send out those emails. So you may go to GLB data, perform enter. Then you're going to perform the next block twice. And in parameter number 1, you're going to enter in SSER_null date _less than. And then in parameter number 6, you're going to type in admissions. And remember, this is all in the LCTCS admissions workbook. And then parameter number 7 is going to be Amber Gazav. You're going to perform a next block, and you're going to select Save. And then 288 parameters are going to come open. One's going to be the term, so they want you to enter the term in which you're processing. So I'm going to say I'm processing 2016-20 applicants. And then it'll have the enter date for the load. And this needs to be the 15th of the month. So you want it to be the 15th of the month. I mean the 5th of the month. Because that's, or actually I would do the 4th to make sure that I'm getting everybody that was prior to us actually pulling that file. So I'd put the date to be the 4th. You could do the 5th, but I would suggest doing the 4th because you probably got some of those applications in after we pulled the file that morning. So I'm going to do November the 4th, 2015. And you also want to remember, if you're doing multiple application terms, you're going to have to run this every single, you're going to have to run it for every application that you're actually processing at the time. Like some colleges are processing 2016-20 and 2016-30 at the same time. If you're doing that, you're going to want to run these every time for both of them. And then I'm going to perform a next block, and I'm going to select Save. And at this time, my population is being pulled. Now, to see if you have a population, you go to Options, Review Output. You double click next to the file name, and then you double click on the .log file, and you're going to see I have a population of 7. So what this is telling me is I have 7 males that I've received an application for 2016-20, and they do not have, they're not registered with Selective Services. So I need to make sure that they go out there and register with Selective Services so they can continue their application process. Now, then I'm going to move on to the next process, which is going to be SAMAP, and SAMAP is going to insert the letter code onto the student's record. So it's SAAMAPP, and you hit enter. And SAMAP is going to have 3 tabs on it. It's going to have the search tab, the update tab, and the results tab. So in the search tab, I'm going to enter in the application term in which I'm processing. And then then I'm going to enter the population selection that I just ran on GLB data. So application is going to be admissions, the selection ID is going to be SSER underscore null date underscore less than. The creator ID will be Amber Gazav, and I'm also the user, so it's going to be Amber Gazav. But when you're running it, you would be the user. Amber Gazav would be the creator, you would be the user. I then select the Update tab, and in the letter submission field, I'm going to insert the letter code that I want to insert. So it's going to be C underscore A underscore Miss underscore SSER underscore E. Remember, the first alpha of the letter code will be your college's code. I put AD to say this is going out from the admissions department, and then I want to initiate it today, so I'm just going to do a period and an enter. Then I'm going to click on the results tab, and I should have 7 people on it because that's how many people I had in my population. I'm going to select all. I'm going to select the submit button, and I'm going to select save. And now Banner is inserting that letter code into these students' records. Now I want to send out my email that I created. So then I'm going to X out of SAMAP, and I'm going to go to Soremal, which is SOREMAL. I'm going to perform a next block twice. I'm going to enter in the letter code here, which for BIPSI it's C, and this is case sensitive, is important. C underscore A underscore MISS underscore SSER underscore E. For parameter number 3, I'm putting in my population selection information in 3 through 6, so it's going to be admissions. It's going to be SSER underscore null date underscore less than. That's the selection ID. The creator ID was Amber Gazav, and since I'm running it, I'm also the user, but when you're running it, you would be the user. Parameter number 7, I'm going to put in the application term in which I'm processing. Parameter number 8 is going to be U for update, because I want to send out these emails. And then parameter number 10 through 11 is what you want your email to say. So every email has a subject text. So what do you want your subject text to be? Selective services needed. And these field exactly how you write it is what it's going to look like on the email. And then from address, would you put your email address, or would you put that generic one for the admissions office, admissions@bipsy.edu? You'd put that here. And then you could put the department. So I'm going to put BIPSY admissions. And then this is the mail host code. Just note that's what it is. That's what you need to enter. That's the server that allows these emails to go out. And then you would perform a next block, and you would save. Now, I'm not going to save because I don't want to send this email out for BIPSY. I want them to do it themselves. But if I hit save, those emails would then go out to the student. So those 7 students would get the email saying they need to register with Selective Service. Now, the last thing I want to show you is how you can go and see that this email was actually sent to the student. You go to SUAMOL. This is the one reason I love Baseline Banner Communication, is because it actually puts on the student's record when we send out emails to them using the process. So you would go to SUAMOL, you would enter the banner ID, you perform a next block, you would select execute query, and it would show right here that this letter was sent to the student. Now, because I didn't hit save on SUAMOL, there's no print date, but when you would run it, you would hit save and those emails would go out, and that student would have a print date right here indicating they received that email on this particular day. If the student says they never received this information, you could record remove it and the email would go out to them next time. But I also would recommend that you would check their email addresses on Spaden and make sure that their email address you have is their accurate one. Because typically if they do not get it, it's because their email address is not accurate or they do not have an email address on their Spaden record. So this is a video to show you how to communicate with those applicable mails that need to register with Selective Services to be in compliance with your admissions office.